What's up, hockey think tankers? Welcome to another Wednesday episode of Short Shifts. In case you didn't know, our Wednesdays are sponsored by Skate Tech Skate Sharpening and Equipment Repair. They bring you NHL quality service at an affordable retail price. With over 24 years of sharpening and equipment customizing experience, Skate Tech serves as your personal equipment manager, providing the highest quality skate sharpening, blade profiling, team uniforms, and equipment alterations available on the market today. Let Skate Tech help you take your on-ice performance to the next level with the edge the pros trust. Check them out at skatetechsharpening.com.
What's up, everybody? How we doing today? 10 minutes are on the clock for our short shifts. Jeffrey Lavecchio has no idea what the topic is going to be. It's going to be a fun one today. And should he choose to accept this fun challenge, be my co-pilot on this magic carpet ride. I have no idea what I'm going to say going into these. I'm an idiot. I kind of just like, all right, somehow.
Sometimes it's good.
Somehow there's some things I got to hit. Sometimes I don't hit them. It's okay. All right, now I've wasted enough time. All right, so today's episode, Vex. So for those of you that don't know, we have with the Hockey Think Tank something that we call the Youth Hockey Blueprint. And this is our work with youth hockey organizations all over North America. And one of the things that we do with our Youth Hockey Blueprint is we do a monthly player life skills call. And we've talked about everything from, how to build resilience, how to communicate best with your coach, and just things like that from a life skills standpoint that can help these kids to not only become better hockey players, but to become better human beings too. And so this week, thanks to my tatted, jacked cousin over there, we invited Jeffrey on to do a fun workout with our kids and teach them how to move, teach them how to, kind of for a young kid, some things that you can do at home to get stronger and get faster and have a little fun with learning how to, do some off ice kind of things. And so that was the most attended, I will tell you, Jeffrey, that was the most attended player life skills call that we've done. I would imagine, a lot of people listened to our podcast and heard that Vex was going to be a guest. And so they were like, let's go, let's do this. And yeah, we had a lot of fun. So I had my 3 daughters, in front of the computer and we were all doing exercises and it was so much fun. And so I wanted to ask you, because I saw the smiles of all the kids that were on the Zoom. I saw how much fun my kids were having. When you're doing off ice in youth hockey, let's talk about the younger ages. So before you get into weights and things like that, how do you, for all the coaches out there, for all the parents out there that might be helping coaches and assisting, how do you make off ice really, really fun for youth hockey players?
Well, first of all, it's a great question. But number one, off ice for young hockey players, my number one rule is they have to want to come back. It's my number one rule, because if they don't want to come back, nothing matters. Nothing matters, because we all know that consistent effort, consistent intentionality, consistency, period, is what actually garners results. One really hard day on the ice or one really hard day in the gym doesn't do anything to move the needle in terms of development. You've got to be consistently going. And so if we know that, and we know that, the goal is to A, teach these kids about exercising, B, teach these kids that exercising doesn't have to be a negative or a chore or something you hate doing. I think that's probably, with the youngest of ages, my most important thing that I'm constantly preaching to the clubs, to my coaches, to the parents who, watch the workouts. Hey, it might get a little unruly in here, if there's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, even probably 12, right? That's okay. I want that. I want a little bit of chaos. I want them to have fun because I want them to come back because of everything I just said. So number one rule for me, for young players, absolutely most important, they have to want to come back. Okay. Number 2, hide skills. We talk about on the ice as coaches all the time, creating practice plans and creating drills where we put constraints on the drill or the game to work on specific skills we want to work on. In the gym with young players, it's the exact same thing. Whatever I want them to be working on, I will hide it in a game somehow and then tell them these are the rules of the game. And with young players, I might not even tell them why we're doing it because they're not even going to care or understand. They just want to play a game. So they don't even know they're getting better, but they're all having fun. They're all competing. They're all, whatever, they're trying to win, which are other things that I'm trying to instill in them. Hey, if we're playing the game, you're doing this to win. You're doing this to get better. If you don't win, that's okay, but we want you to want to win. So I'm trying to constantly voodoo their little heads where they don't even know that they're like working out. It's not the military. They've been sitting in school for what, 8 hours, 7 hours in a chair like the military. Doesn't make sense to me at all, the schooling system. So let's not make them be robots in the gym after they've been in school all day long being robots. Let's let them be kids. There's going to be a little bit of craziness. There's going to be some rambunctious energy. I'm fine with it, okay? You've got to know that that's part of it. They're not going to want to stand in line all day long and get marching orders because they're little kids. So again, number one, they got to want to come back. Number two, constraint-led approach if we're working on any type of competition, game, anything like that, and I'm deciding, what are the skills that we are going to hide in these games. I look at those skills as very basic foundation, fundamental skills for the gym. Movement competency, moving with their eyes up because they're athletes, learning to master their own body weight, a lot of calisthenics, gymnastics, body control, spatial awareness, things like that. It's very, very simple things that we're trying to achieve in the gym. But again, for me, nothing else matters if the kids don't want to come back. That is number one most important.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this. I want to put my coaching hat on here a little bit. And I would say to your one of it has to be fun. 1A to that is you as a coach have to be having fun as well. And I think your enthusiasm as the strength coach or as the coach or the volunteer parent that's putting the kids through whatever it is that you're going to put them through, and Vex just gave you a little bit of the how. Like, again, it doesn't, like if you go and you're monotone and you're not having fun yourself, like they're not going to have fun. They might if it's like a special group or, if it's a really fun game that you're playing. But like and that was one of the things, just like, getting to see you in action was kind of funny, even though it was over Zoom the other day. But like you had so much energy. You were calling kids by their names, and it was Zoom, but you still were like looking at the name on there that they typed in and, hey, hey, Buzzy, great job. Or, hey, Stewie, you got to pick your arm up when doing something like that. Or I see you, Johnny. I see you, Sally. Oh yeah. You're trying to cheat this thing, aren't you?
Don't let your dad beat you. Don't let your dad beat you. Cause we had a bunch of dads
we had a bunch
on
of
there.
Parents on the call too. Don't let your dad beat you. So like, I feel like the what was almost secondary to like the energy and enthusiasm with which you brought to the session too. And I think that's true for any coach, honestly, but particularly strength coaches. Like I know at every level that I played, the organizational skills, but on top of that, like the absolute energy that the strength coaches brought every day. Like it was just a place that you could not wait to get to. And, every level you go up, right, it gets harder. Like the workouts get harder, your muscles get sore, like, and so if you have that foundation of loving being in there, it's not going to be work. And when it's not work, you're going to get better.
Exactly. And again, consistency wins. On a long enough timeline, consistency always wins. And with our young players, they start with us whenever it is, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, whatever it is. We know we're going to have them in the gym with us for more years while they're with the club. And, or even if they aren't with our club, hopefully they're going to be going to the gym for the rest of their life. So we're slowly layering in skills and developmental pieces and LTAD and things like that, so that, when they are 8, they're way better than they were at 6. And when they're at 10, so it's like a lot of repetition with young kids, but layering it into fun ways, bringing energy, all that stuff. And every year, because they've had that foundation, you can start to get, more intensity and more, into like real quote unquote strength and conditioning and things like that. But if you haven't built that thick base layer earlier, it's a lot harder to do it, And then the last piece is, we can't forget also, guys, that if you're working with hockey players in the gym, they are hockey players. They aren't gym players. They're not in the gym because they love the gym and want to be at the gym and that's all they want to do. They're in the gym because their team is making them be in the gym. When they're older, they know that they've got to be in the gym, things like that. And you can't forget that. I love the gym, but that's me. That's not most hockey players. So if I can get them to love the gym, and I know consistency wins over time, they're going to be in the gym more for the rest of their life. They're going to get more results. And so many people forget that part. So like, why skip to step 3 when you haven't completed step 1? We got to get them to have fun and enjoy the process. Part of that at the youngest ages is just making them want to come back.
Yep. Have fun, compete, bring energy.
Yeah,
harness energy, block bad.
Up and down.
All right, guys. Time's up. Share the show.
Share it.